Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for February 5th, 6th, and 7th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for my Aquariuses. Happy birthday, my Aquariuses. Now, of course you know I'm using my two Radley Valentine decks. I will use my Angel Tarot cards for the main reading. I'll pull one from my Archangel Power Tarot cards. I'll also pull one from Emily Anderson Crystal Deck. Yep, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. Remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. And I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself up to higher power. My job just deliver the message. Now, the one thing I want to tell you is February 6th, there's going to be something going on. Well, we have Mercury, even though it's retrograde, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus are all in Aquarius, and we are in Aquarius season. So there's going to be something with Venus and Saturn on the 6th. Remember what I've told you about Saturn being in Aquarius? It's reality versus illusion. Venus is about your emotions. So just be aware that the weekend could be a little bit emotional. Doesn't mean it's negative, but there could be some stark truths that you are looking at, okay, or that you figure out. Anyway, I want you to be aware, because if you're aware, you can deal with it that much better. Now, we have three cards. Let me adjust that a little bit without breaking it. We have three cards. Nothing is reversed. Let's see what we have for the weekend for my Aquariuses. First card up. Four of Earth. Okay, so the four jumps out, a lot of stability with your fours. Okay, now, because think of the four legs of a table. Now, the other thing is Earth energy. Earth is our Capricorn, our Taurus, it's our Virgo. Now, it is very solid energy, someone you can touch, but a lot of times this has to do with your job or your career. This is kind of like a give, take. Money comes in, money goes out. Money comes in, money goes out. Almost two, and I'm going to tell you to be a little frugal with your money. But yet and again, this is not the time with Mercury retrograde, it's not the time to buy electronics unless you have to. But I do feel like there's going to be this money in, money out, money in, money out. Pay attention to what you are paying out. Pay attention to the money that you have coming in. I'm going to tell you I just feel, yes, be a little frugal this weekend with your money, okay? And keep tight control over that spending. So make sure you get your receipts, because whatever you buy, you may have to bring back. So make sure you keep your receipts. But again, it's money. I'm getting this really strong money in, money out, money in, money out. And, just going to, again, be frugal. Anyway, or be very, I would kind of say, just be very considerate with your money. Here we go. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decisions. Giving to those less fortunate. I'm not feeling like you shouldn't spend your money. I'm not feel like if there's something that, is a good buy or something, I'm not saying not to. Just really be very, sometimes I say don't spend your money. This is one of those times, just be very considerate about your money. Again, if there's something that you need to buy and it's a big ticket purchase, if you can put it off until, because usually I think electronics, put it off till after the 20th, when Mercury starts to go direct, actually until March maybe, because then, it'll be more into Mercury going direct. That would probably be better. But if there is a big purchase, such as an apartment, a house, putting money down, be very good, be very, very considerate. Look to see if there is any if there is any better deals. Also ask, is this the best deal you can give me? Because I kind of feel this is about money. And again, I feel money in, money out. Here we go. Next card. The Five of Water. So, water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces changes. Okay? This would be a lot of that emotional energy that I'm feeling for that 6th. That would align with the Saturn and the Venus thing going on the 6th. This is emotional. 5 has change energy, positive, negative. It doesn't really matter. It's always a little bit stressful. This is kind of not looking at the situation a little bit more emotionally and not necessarily as logically as you should. But sometimes my Aquariuses, it's good for you to feel that emotion. Even though it's so uncomfortable, even though it's something that you just don't want to necessarily deal with, sometimes, we all need to feel it and to own it. Sometimes, my Aquarians, you feel so much, well, not sometimes, you feel so much that you put it aside and you basically lock it up. You lock it up, and then it's like you don't even come back to it. And that's not healthy. That's not a healthy balance. So you may find that there is this overwhelming type of emotion that's going to be just kind of just take you over a little bit. I'm not going to tell you to, I don't want you driving and all of a sudden crying where you can't drive. But it is a good time if you need to stay by yourself and you need to have a good cry, or if you need to have some friends over. Because it's kind of like the wall that you have built between your emotions and your logic. It feels like there's there's cracks in the wall, and think of it as kind of this, like this wall that might come tumbling down. It's not comfortable, but it is very, very healthy. So I guess that's why I don't want you spending money. Okay. This could be that I'm not saying you shouldn't spend money. Just, be careful that you don't allow your emotions, because I know that many a time when you're not feeling necessarily the best, that's a really great time, or it's really not a great time to go internet surfing, but but sometimes it can make you feel a little better. Just be careful with that. But the Five of Water, things not turning out the way you'd hope, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. Your last card here, the Star. The Star. So even though this Friday, Saturday, that the emotions may be so intense for you, and there may be this feeling of not necessarily, there could be this sense of hopelessness. There could be this sense of, are things going to be changing? This is, again, remember, this Venus and Saturn thing is going to raise these emotions up very, very high, especially for you, my Aquarians. But the thing about it is, then we have Archangel Jophiel basically saying things are going to turn out better than you even felt or even thought. Okay? The Star is about dreaming big. The Star is about making those wishes. Okay? This is your season. So sometimes you have to have that little emotional slump, but then you're going to come out. I feel like Sunday is going to be like a big, it's like, okay, eyes open, and you've kind of, you've done some self-healing, and I know that this is a little different for you, but you've had that time, and now you're gonna, this is where you start rising up again. Okay? Sometimes you have to have a little bit of quiet time. Sometimes you have to have a little bit of a kind of a little dip in order for you to start going again. Here we go. But remember, so we have a 17, so we have the 1, which is new beginnings to me, 10, transition, 7, a divine umbrella, being watched over by someone, by your higher power sending you Archangel Jophiel. Anyway, happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, on the right track. So, I feel like that, if we're going to go with the 6th, because of what's happening with that Venus and Saturn, I feel like that clears up so much for you. And by, integrating back those emotions you've kept separate, those emotions you haven't really dealt with, by integrating them back, you become whole. I hope that makes sense to whoever needed to hear that. I hope that makes sense. And with that, it's almost like you've got a renewed energy. You've got renewed energy and renewed optimism for that future. Okay? So, and everybody, I think, is going to feel that emotional kind of switch up. And again, feeling your emotions is not negative, and it's needed. Here we go. Now this one is reversed. Stronger energy. Peace. Be at peace. Things are working out. Things will be working out. You just have a little bit of this little slump. I shouldn't even call it a slump, because it's actually it's healing. You have this time of healing. And because of that time of healing, what happens when you're healed? You can now regroup, restart, and and just get going again. Okay? So we have a 13. So 1 again, talked about that. 3 has a celestial type of meaning. This is Archangel Azrael. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. So really, really reach out to your higher power this weekend to, especially and again, when if and should the emotions really kind of, grab hold of you, don't try to stuff them down. Don't let them out. Let them out, my Aquariuses. Let them out. And, you have the right to feel your emotions. Now, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, I do want to say that. But, sometimes you need a really good cry and it cleanses. And then I'm kind of thinking like, what is it? April showers bring May flowers. I kind of feel like that. So, if it's this Saturday and this, Friday, it could be Friday, Saturday. It could be, the sun could be coming out on that Sunday too. So, let yourself have that time because that's healing for you. And then, things pop for you. Now, we're going to go to Emily Anderson Crystal Deck. What crystal or energy might be helpful for my Aquariuses? Not reversed. Celestine, that one is over here. This is Celestine. It kind of, rains down a little bit of it. So this is Celestine. Oh, there's a little piece that's loose. That's what happens with this one. Huh? Anyway, Celestine is good for communicating with angels, and you've got Azrael and Jophiel. Tranquility, which I think you might need, especially with this, this 6th. Good fortune, deep meditation. So you've got, I know you've got a little interesting energy here. I do feel like, that what's going on with Venus and Saturn could, especially since, like I said, what do we have? We have Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, and, the sun, if you want to say it that way, and, in Aquarius, okay? There's a lot of Aquarius energy, and who's it going to affect? It's going to affect you. But, except for this little piece, it's almost like, it's almost like, this helps you shed. It's like when you're like, oh, I just shed 5 pounds of emotional baggage. And now things are lighter and you can carry on so much better. Okay? Okay. Now, I know, the thing that you have to really, really realize, my Aquarians, is, you have 2 archangels. You have the star to make a wish, but you had to get rid of everything. You had to stop. Again, I feel it really, really clearly. You had to, you were so separate from your emotions and your logic. Now you're more integrated. Now you are more whole, and now you can move on. Okay? Okay. Press the button. Please like, share, subscribe. But more importantly, my Aquarians, my Aquariuses, know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.